What if I told you that one of the most beloved Christmas characters of all time, the red-nosed reindeer who saves Christmas, actually started as a department store marketing project? Welcome to Cartoon Time Machine, where we bring animation, video game, and comic book nostalgia back to life. I'm Jason Starr, and I've worked in the media industry for over a decade, and I've also been studying media history since 2010. In this video, we're exploring how Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer transformed from a simple store mascot into one of the most enduring icons of Christmas storytelling. Today, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is considered one of the most iconic Christmas characters in the world. Every Christmas, millions of people sing songs about him and watch movies about him. So where did this beloved character come from? And how did he become one of the most iconic Christmas characters of all time? A Reindeer Is Born. Our story begins in 1939 at the Montgomery Ward department store in Chicago. Every year, the company gave away Christmas booklets to children, usually bought from outside publishers. But that year, they decided to save money by creating their own. They turned to a 34-year-old copywriter named Robert L. May, who was known for his creative flair and love of poetry. May was struggling personally. His wife was ill, money was tight, and the holiday spirit was hard to find. But through his sadness, he found inspiration. He remembered feeling different as a child, shy and often teased, and imagined a young reindeer with the same struggles. That reindeer's bright nose, once a symbol of embarrassment, would become his greatest gift. The story's moral was clear. Being different can be a strength. But even with its heartwarming message, not everyone believed a red-nosed reindeer could fly with Santa's sleigh. The story no one wanted. When Robert May first proposed the idea, Montgomery Ward executives were hesitant. At the time, a red nose was associated with drunkenness, not Christmas magic. They worried parents might find the idea inappropriate. But after seeing May's charming rhymes and whimsical sketches drawn by his friend Denver Gillen, a company artist, they changed their minds. The booklet was approved, and that Christmas, 2.4 million copies of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer were distributed to children nationwide. The story was an instant hit. Kids loved the underdog reindeer who found acceptance and saved Christmas with his glowing nose. By 1946, more than 6 million copies had been given away. But Rudolph's story didn't just live on paper. Only a few years later, audiences would see the red-nosed reindeer come to life on the big screen. The first animated Rudolph. In 1948, a Detroit-based studio called Jam Handy Productions released an 8-minute color cartoon simply titled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This short was produced for General Electric as a Christmas promotional film and is considered to be the first ever animated adaptation of Rudolph's story. The film retold Robert L. May's original 1939 story, following the same structure and rhyming narration. Rudolph is teased by his peers and ultimately saves Christmas by guiding Santa's sleigh through thick fog. This animated short was often shown in theaters during the holidays. Its animation style was bright, cheerful, and simple, closer to the educational shorts of the era than Disney cartoons. But what made it special was that it visually connected May's poem to the growing legend of Rudolph, setting the stage for everything that came later. And just 1 year later, Rudolph's story would gain a new form, not through moving pictures, but through music. The song that made Rudolph a star. In 1947, Robert May's brother-in-law, a songwriter named Johnny Marks, decided to turn Rudolph's story into a Christmas song. Marks, who had already written several holiday tunes, spent 2 years crafting the melody and lyrics that would capture Rudolph's spirit. At first, major record labels weren't interested, but in 1949, singing cowboy Gene Autry recorded Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The song became an overnight sensation, reaching #1 on the Billboard charts and selling over 2 million copies in its first year. It was the second best-selling Christmas song of all time, right behind White Christmas. Suddenly, Rudolph wasn't just a character, he was a cultural icon. Children sang his name, department stores decorated with his image, and a new holiday legend was born. But Rudolph's biggest leap toward fame was still to come, one that would bring him into houses across America for generations. The stop-motion classic. In 1964, producers Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass created Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop-motion animated special that would air on NBC and eventually CBS for decades to come. Using intricate puppets, handcrafted sets, and a team of animators in Japan, they created a 1-hour musical that aired on NBC. The special expanded Rudolph's world, adding characters like Hermie the Elf, Yukon Cornelius, and the abominable snow monster. The show's message of acceptance and kindness struck a chord with audiences everywhere. The stop-motion animation gave Rudolph a lifelike charm, and Burl Ives' warm narration as Sam the Snowman made it unforgettable. The special became an annual tradition, re-airing every December for decades. But what few people realize is that Rudolph's ownership story took almost as many twists as his adventures through the snow. From corporate mascot to public icon. Unlike most commercial creations, Rudolph didn't stay locked behind corporate walls. In a rare act of generosity, Montgomery Ward gave Robert May full ownership of the character in 1947. That decision changed everything. It allowed May and Johnny Marks to license Rudolph for books, toys, movies, and later the TV special, ensuring Rudolph remained part of popular culture for generations. From storybooks and records to animated sequels like Rudolph's Shiny New Year, the Red-Nosed Reindeer became a symbol of individuality, kindness, and perseverance. Even today, that glowing nose represents something deeper than holiday cheer. It's a beacon of hope for anyone who's ever felt left out. The legacy of a red nose. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer isn't just a story, it's a reminder that difference can shine brighter than conformity. From Robert May's poetry to Gene Autry's song and Rankin Bass's animation, each retelling has added a layer to Rudolph's legend. Now, more than 80 years later, his story still resonates, teaching generations that even the smallest light can guide the way through the storm. And decades later, that glowing red nose still guides the spirit of Christmas, a symbol of hope that never fades. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? The original story, the song, or the 1964 stop-motion classic? Share your memories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into animation, video game, and comic book history. See you in the next video!